Look at my dress. Look at it. Hello darlings, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different to my normal videos because it is not going to be entirely sort of fashion or hair or makeup based, and it's not going to be another happiness diary either. Today I'm going to be talking about theatre. So in case I haven't said it enough, I do not just do this all the time, unfortunately. I am also a hardcore theatre person. I am studying theatre and English at university. I do singing lessons, I am in an a cappella group, and I am currently involved in 2 productions. So I thought it would be a really good idea to do a kind of what to bring to rehearsal slash to bring it slightly fashion related, what kind of things to wear to rehearsal, and also just take you through kind of my theatre background and my tips for getting through things, because I don't know, I just thought it would be a really fun video. So I'm going to start with what to bring to a theatre rehearsal. Now, the most important thing, that if you forget everything else, which please don't, but if you forget everything else, you should 100% remember this thing. Water. Take water to rehearsal. Always take water. If you're like me, you'll probably need to take want to take a fizzy drink as well, but take water with you. This is flavoured water because I don't actually drink normal water, but the point still stands. Make sure that you are hydrated. Also take some snacks, whether that's some fruit or a sandwich or something like that, to keep your energy levels up through rehearsal. Whether it's a musical theatre rehearsal or an acting rehearsal, you are going to need water to keep your energy, keep your voice, keep your body going. It's just the most important thing. Number 2, take your music and your script. I recommend putting them in a folder and then in a bag, the bag that you're going to take the night before the rehearsal, so that way if you're running late in the morning, then you just have them all ready to go. But there is nothing worse than getting to a rehearsal and realising that you've forgotten your music or you don't have the pages for the script. Make sure that the script and the score are always in the correct order and highlighted. This is a massive thing. Highlight your lines, highlight your part in the score. It's going to help you so much because it's going to draw your eye to it, and it helps me learn things way quicker when it's all highlighted. So, little tip there, make sure that you highlight everything. Unless you're not allowed to, but that sucks. So, highlight it wherever possible. Number 3, if you're going to be dancing, so this is more for musical theatre rehearsals, then take appropriate footwear. I find that either jazz shoes or character shoes are probably going to get you through any situation that you need, unless the director specifies that you need to be barefoot for the scene. Then either having jazz shoes on or having character shoes on are gonna get you through almost everything that you need to do, you know, unless it's a very specific, like a tap dance or something. You know, if it's just general musical theatre dancing, then jazz or character shoes are the way forward. They can get a little bit expensive, but if you get a good quality pair that fit you and that are comfortable, they are the best investment if you're really into kind of musical theatre. So I will leave a link of a site that I think is really good, that I know a few people who have gotten their character shoes from there, in the description. And also another tip is that if you are going to be dancing in character shoes, and you know this, which, you know, you should ask the director and find out as early as possible into the production, wear them in rehearsals immediately, because doing dance in character shoes, especially if you've never done it before, is completely different to doing it in flats, because obviously when you're wearing character shoes, no matter what height the heel is, it changes your posture, it changes your balance, especially if you have to do anything like turns. Then get those character shoes on, practice in them, make sure that you're not caught out by trying to just put them on the week before the performance and then being completely lost, because it's the worst feeling and you don't want to throw yourself off or throw anyone else off in group rehearsals. My next tip is bring notebooks. I'm mostly just holding these up because they're really cute. So bring either a small notebook, this is a Snow White one, or a large notebook, which my best friend got for me for my birthday. It's me as a Betty Boop. Look how cute it is. But bring a notebook and bring a pencil and bring a pen. A pencil is important so you can write on your script and your score for any notes that they ask you to put down, and a pen for writing any feedback, any production notes. If you are in a production where you are also taking on a role, for example in a musical, I'm assisting with costumes, then having a pen and a notebook to write down any costume notes is really going to help you out later, so you're not caught out trying to remember what was said. It's just generally a good organisational note to have. And now, what to wear to rehearsals. Now this obviously in part depends on what kind of rehearsal it is. I'm sure some directors will be quite strict with what you are allowed to wear to rehearsals. I'm lucky in that I'm in university, so there's not as much pressure as there would be in a professional environment as far as dress code goes. Generally just comfortable things that you can move in. Make sure that whatever you wear doesn't restrict your movement in any way. So for example, if you are in rehearsal, don't wear something really tight that restricts your arm movement so you can't lift your arms properly. Don't wear a mini skirt that you can't move in. Don't, just, you know, general normal safety things. Don't wear anything that's too precarious, so like a super low cut top or anything. You just want to make sure that you are able to move and be comfortable. Having a layer is also an idea, because rehearsal rooms are either the Sahara Desert or the Arctic. There is no in between. So having a cardigan that you can put on and then take off to reveal, like, to have like a t-shirt or something under is probably a really safe bet. Now, you may have noticed, even if you've never watched my channel before, I have quite a specific look, and I do like to wear skirts and dresses most of the time. If it is a dance rehearsal, and I know it is a specific dance rehearsal, I will probably wear either cropped capri sort of trousers, or I will wear like dance shorts and tights. Ugh, my throat betrayed me. Ugh. Yes, so if I know it's, you know, I'll probably wear either cropped capris or dance shorts and tights if it's a specific dance rehearsal. If it is an acting rehearsal that I know I can get away with it, I will wear a dress. But it's maybe an idea to have dance shorts on underneath, just in case you end up having to do anything unexpected. And, you know, if it's a problem, the director will probably come over and be like, look, you need to wear blah blah blah. Hair-wise, if it's gonna get hot and you have long hair, you probably don't want your hair down. I can get away with having my hair down because it's curled most of the time, and you can see that it goes very short when it's curled. But having, you know, just having it in a braid or a ponytail, or having a little headband, or you could put it up in a hairnet if you're vintagey like I had it in my last video, then just be... Most of it is common sense, to be honest, what to wear to rehearsals. Having a really heavy full face of makeup is also not like the best idea, just because if you're going to be sweating a lot, you're gonna kind of sweat it off anyway. So just wear something, if you're going to wear makeup, make it very light. And I don't mean like light as in not obvious, I just mean light as in breathable on your skin. So if you still want to wear like a lot of eye makeup and bright lipstick, that's fine, but maybe just wear less on your actual face. Yeah, I think that's just the easiest way to do it. And now that we've covered all of that, I thought it would be fun to kind of go through my theatre background and kind of experiences that I think have shaped who I am, and then sort of give you my insights and my tips along the way. I don't know, I just thought it would be really fun. So I have always loved performing and loved theatre. So I was in all of the school productions when I was in primary school, and I was Peter Pan in middle school in our production, and I was the sort of child that would learn my lines. I would also learn everybody else's, and there is a video of my year 3 school's production of Snow White where I was the evil queen. I know I wasn't Snow White, but I was the evil queen because I apparently was better at being the evil queen when I was, how old would I have been, 7, which is hilarious. But there is a part of that show, several parts, where the magic mirror was like a person, because obviously it was primary school and they wanted as many people as possible to have speaking lines, where the mirror started getting her lines wrong. So instead of now I would do, which was just, you know, let them say the line and then say my correct line back, I stopped her and I whispered her lines to her on stage in front of everyone, and that is the kind of child I was. I would just learn the entire script, and to be honest, that is still a practice I would recommend today, because then you know not only your lines, but you know your cues and everyone's cues. So if, as sometimes happens, like I was involved in a production where a lot of people did not learn their lines, this was in 6th form, and they skipped about, I want to say a page and a half, 2 pages ahead, at the end of one of the acts, and tried to bring me in early, and I panicked like mad, waited for them to improv a couple lines to see if they were going to get back to the script, and then just came on. But it's good to know where everything goes and the order that everything goes, so that if you are caught out, you can kind of deal with it a bit better, rather than just being like, oh my god, I only know like the lines surrounding my line, and I don't know where this goes. So that's my first tip, is just learn the whole script. Also means if anyone drops out, you know all their stuff. So proper theatre experience. When I was in middle school, I joined, I guess you could call it an Amdram group. It was called Theatre Train. It was for 6 to, I believe you could stay in it until you were 16 or 18-year-olds, and it was called Theatre Train. I will give them a shout out. It was called Theatre Train, and it was on Saturdays. I think it was from like 2:30 to 5:30 or 2:30 to 6 or something like that. And you would take an acting class, and then you would take a dance class, and then you would take a singing class, and we would we would like create a show, and the whole thing was split up into age groups, so you had like 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 13 plus, and I was there from when I was 9 until I was about 14, and honestly, little groups like that, especially for children, I can't recommend them enough in terms of building up confidence and being around other people who want to do that sort of thing. Like, of course it wasn't the most professional thing in the world, we were kids, but I got a lot of confidence out of it, and I got a lot of actual practical experience out of it, because we did quite a few shows, and 2 of the most amazing and sort of prestigious theatre opportunities I've had are because of Theatre Train. So when I was 12 and 14, I got to be a soloist for my like Theatre Train, because it's a national sort of company, my branch of Theatre Train, I got to be a soloist, and I got to sing a song on the London Palladium stage when I was 12 and the Royal Albert Hall stage when I was 14. And that was incredible, and I still remember it, and I still put it on my CV now when I'm 21. So that was absolutely incredible. And again, it wasn't necessarily like, when I say we took a dance class and we take a singing class, it wasn't for technique or anything like that. It was literally like we would learn a dance routine, we would learn a song, but even still, just having all of that experience and being around other kids, and I made such great friends, so kind of a social thing like that is a really good way to be introduced into the kind of theatre world. And then when I was in high school, so my high school started at year 9, by the way. I had a primary school, a middle school and a high school, which a lot of people didn't seem to have. But I started high school when I was in year 9, so when I was 13 going on 14. I started taking singing lessons for the first time, and I had my first singing teacher solidly from when I was 13 to when I was about 17, so about 4 years, and she was incredible. Like, by the time that I kind of wasn't taking lessons from her anymore, I had about a year out because she had to stop teaching because of sort of personal issues, but that's not important. But by the time that we weren't taking lessons anymore, I was sort of ready to move on from her. But she laid all of the groundwork for my technique and for my confidence, and she, you know, being in that environment where I was like, this is what technique is, this is how you darken your vowels, this is how you use your diaphragm, this is how, you know, this is a diagram of the inside of the head, this is what all of the different parts do, this is the soft palate, the larynx, the tongue, blah blah blah, this is the nasal cavity. And having that and being told, like, you're a soprano, and I remember one of the first songs that I wanted to sing was Think of Me from Phantom of the Opera, which is still one of my go-to sort of musical theatre operetta songs today. And I remember hitting that, because I did the movie version, it was a top B flat, not top C, but hitting that top B flat was something else. Like, I remember that being one of the moments where I was like, oh my god, and that was really the start for my soprano journey. So I can't thank my first singing teacher enough, really, and she was incredible. I also did musical theatre as a BTEC in high school, and we did Thoroughly Modern Millie and Fame, and that was a really great opportunity. My teacher was really, really great. We had some issues by the time I left, but for the most part, she was someone that you wanted to impress, which I think spurred me on a lot more. And yeah, I took acting in sixth form, which had a musical theatre unit because our teacher was a dancer, and my sixth form teacher she was something else. She is someone that I genuinely adore to this day, and who had the best influence on me that I possibly could have. She was the person who, when she said, like, I think you could really go somewhere with this, it genuinely made me cry. And I appreciate and I love her so, so, so much, and she spurred me on to work harder than anyone ever could have. And now I'm at university. I have a music award, which is an award that my university does, which provides me with free tuition for my voice, and I've had 2 singing teachers since being here, and both of them have changed the way that I sing. They've changed the way that I think about myself. If you go to my singing channel, which is called Rianne Kelly, a Vintage Soprano, and you go back to like my first videos that I uploaded versus the most recent videos I uploaded, which were taken in September of last year, the difference in my voice is no joke. Like, I'm almost tempted to take down the first recordings, but I don't want to, because it shows my journey and it shows how much my technique is improved, and not only my technique but my confidence in myself. And what's so exciting about theatre and what I love so much about it is that it never ends as a journey. You can always get better, you can always be better, your technique can always be stronger, and your performance can always go deeper, and it's just... theatre is the best thing in the entire world, in my opinion. And whether you're an actor or a dancer or a singer or a triple threat or someone who just wants to try it and give it a go, I would definitely recommend trying to get involved in something. Yeah, it's been amazing. So I think my biggest tips for theatre would probably be surround yourself with good people. Don't let yourself fall prey to the common trope of the toxic theatre group who are all out to get each other. Create a supportive and nurturing and loving environment, because it's no fun being in an environment that's anything else. There will be some people that will be massively influential. So like my singing teacher now, my acting teacher in high school, not in high school, in sixth form, my first singing teacher, my dance teacher from Theatre Train, like these are people that influenced me so much and that helped me so much, and I'll probably never forget how much they've kind of influenced the way I think and the way that I am and my confidence. So there will be certain people, hold on to them and glean as much as you can from them, because they are very important. You will work with some horrible people, you will work for some horrible people, and you have to make the best of it, and you have to just prevail. Be positive. Don't let them beat down your confidence. Don't let them make you doubt your ability. Unfortunately, they're probably going through a crisis of faith in themselves, and they're trying to take it out on you. And as unfair as that is, it is unavoidable sometimes, especially when we're younger in theatre. I think everyone goes through confidence issues when they're a teenager regardless, without trying to add theatre into the mix. So be kind to everyone, be respectful to everyone, and for the love of God, learn your lines. That is the biggest thing I can tell you. And never think that you're better or more deserving than anyone else. Like, you will start out as equal. Regardless of technique and training, you'll start out as equal. Don't go into anything thinking that you're instantly deserving of getting something. Just work as hard as you can for it, and be kind and be happy for everyone no matter what. And you'll have the best opportunity ever. And just get excited about it, because theatre is very exciting. So this has been a pretty long video. I'm hopefully going to be able to cut this down, or maybe cut this up into a few different parts. But I really hope that it was somewhat enjoyable. My cheeks are hurting because I just can't stop smiling, because I just love theatre so much. Makes me so happy. So if you would like more kind of theatre oriented videos, then do let me know. This does not mean that I will not be doing my normal sort of makeup-y, hairy, fashion-y vintage videos. I just really felt like filming something today, and this came the most naturally to me. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget that you can follow me on all of my social media. You can follow my Instagram at @AveryVintageDarling. You can follow my Twitter at @VVintageDarling. And you can follow my blog, which is averyvintagedarling.wordpress.com. I love you all so very much. I hope you have a spectacular day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!